And welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate Podcast. This is Christy Curtis with Berkshire Hathaway, the Bob and Rana Group. And as always, I'm here with my sister Jules. Jules, how's it going?
Things are going good. And I am with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty. We are not endorsed by any of our brokerages, but beautiful. It's beautiful out. It's the last few days of fall. It's supposed to turn here. I think they're calling for snow, or at least snow in the higher elevations. So it's 70. It was 70 yesterday. It was 70 today. And then it's supposed to turn. So probably last rounds of golf.
Womp womp.
You know, I had lunch with my girlfriends yesterday and we're like, okay, so what are our indoor activities going to be this year?
Ew. What are they?
Well, there's an indoor golf simulation.
Ugh, terrible. I hate them.
I like them. They're fun.
I know you do. I don't like them.
So we'll probably get together and do that. And I don't know. I think there was a pottery class that I heard is going to start happening down in Afton. Do that. That sounds fun. I like pottery.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And then you'll keep doing your silks.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. But nobody else does that with me. I do that by myself.
Yeah.
That's my awesome. Own. Yeah, I'm going to start Lyra. She's starting a Lyra class. For those of you who don't know what Lyra is, look it up. But it is, it's like the big hoop that you can hang from and do tricks from. And I've already prepared Marcus that once I start Lyra class, I'm going to get one for here and have him secure it in the garage. Our garage has high enough ceilings. So I'll have to get like a crash pad because, you might fall, or you probably will fall trying new tricks. So, yeah, I've already prepped him for that. I was like,
So
yeah,
all your friends are going to think you're having freaky sex in the garage?
I hope not. But maybe.
Just trying to spice it up after 25 years, however long.
Maybe we could change it out to have some spicy stuff. I don't know.
Come to think of it, that's an idea.
Yeah. Well, possibilities are endless.
Right there, you have a crash pad. Just do your thing. Well, that sounds fun. Sorry, snow's coming your way. If it makes you feel any better, I had to turn on my heat today, so it's a fail here in Maryland as well. It's cold. And then just a failure of a day, personally wise. We had to turn the heat on. Instagram kicked us off thinking that we're bots. And so more work to be done. Just because her intro song is Mr. Roboto. I don't get it. But yeah, same, nothing too much here. I had a golf tournament yesterday and it was cold and windy and I was a disgrace. I was terrible, but we still had fun. So not much else going on here.
Golfing when it's cold is quite miserable.
Yeah, my hands were cold. My core was cold. I'll admit I tried to drink just enough vodka to get me warm and it just wasn't doing the trick. Because I didn't want to drink the vodka. It was cold. So yeah.
Should have had a hot toddy.
I thought about it, but the little golf cart girls, they didn't have the hot toddies. They had vodka. So that's what I did.
Hot girls.
I know.
Well,
worthless.
Fine.
Whatever.
All right.
You want to get into it?
Let's get into it. You want me to kick it off? Start with our T-Bor update?
Go for it.
All right. We have a current days on market of 138 for a residential and 204 for a building. So one more day than last week, ticking the wrong way.
Yeah, 'tis the season, right?
Yeah, exactly. Things are going to slow. Still fairly steady numbers for all of the rest. We have 1522 active listings, 39 new, 23 went pending, and 32 sold. So very, very even of what we have been seeing the last couple of weeks here. Still really good numbers, especially for our sold and pending and new. Like really good numbers for right now, especially compared to this time last year. So much stronger than we were last year this time in the fall, which is great because Lord knows after this spring we needed something.
Yeah. Good, good. We're pretty much the same as we were last year or last week. I'm sorry. 24 days on the market. Average days on market. Active units is down 1%. It's literally the smallest margin everywhere. And then pending is down as well. And then closed last week is actually up 9%. So, but if you remember last week, it was down. So it's just a little blip on it. And then the um, national interest rate is at 6.5%. So that went up slightly as well. Again, there's a lot of political stuff, turmoil in the Middle East. The cost of oil has gone up. So just different things. And then I just found this cute article. Well, not I won't call it cute, but an article about just what to do with kitchens and how much kitchens are the selling factor for so many homes. If you want me to go ahead and jump into that, I'm happy to.
Sure. Because my kitchen needs to get redone. So I clearly need some points and tips on this.
Yeah, actually, we're going to redo ours here shortly. We cannot come to terms together as to what we want to do. I will ultimately win this battle, but as of right now, I'm taking a step back and just trying to figure out what I want to do because I don't want it to be so trendy that by the next year it's out. So I'm trying to do something where it's not white, but something that's updated, but I know will stand the test for at least 5 years. I'm sure you're having the same debate.
Yes, kitchens, bathrooms, same debates. You
Yeah.
just, you what we would like to get 10 years out of it, honestly. So you have to do something a little more classic.
Right.
That's not gonna just look super dated super fast because they are very expensive. But I will be excited to hear about how we can. How do we save money doing this?
No, it's like what to do if your house is on the market and it's a little bit dated. I'm literally going through this right now with one of my listings. So when I read this, I was like, oh, boom, I'm gonna send this over to him. We'd already talked about painting. So just different things. Um, the first part of it is just how the kitchen is such an important part of it, and you're competing with new construction, HGTV, and how these things are, and how fast um, trends change, and then also how people view it as one of the biggest money things that they had to put into the house. So, of course, the first thing for your listing is to adjust the price downward. Not rocket science. You have a dated house, you have something dated, then it needs to be adjusted accordingly. That's with any piece of your house, unfinished basement, anything. That's just across the board. Next one is to provide a floor plan to help buyers visualize changes. So essentially a artist rendering of what it could be. With that, I would probably maybe put an estimated budget or something like that with it, just so people know. 'Cause people are kind of clueless. Not everyone, but most people are kind of clueless when it comes to how much stuff costs to redo. They don't understand that some things can be cheap and then other things are more expensive. So there's levels to everything that you do. Cabinets, countertops, everything.
Of course.
The next one is consider the power of staging and how a professional with a keen eye can come in and make some changes that are just simple. Anything from painting to new cohesive pools, just different things like that. Now, those are very simple things that you can do to update the kitchen right away. I didn't think about the pools when I was talking to my seller, so I'm going to suggest that as well. I think that that's a really easy way, and most people, hairy homeowners can do that themselves. And this actually says do colorful flowers, and like if you have a built-in bench, do like some fluffy cushions and pillows, so normal kind of stuff that you do, those pops of color that we like, cozy runners, those kinds of things. And then obviously the cosmetic changes we just went over. And then, of course, the last one is go for gold and do a full remodel. That's not necessarily yeah, okay.
That's not,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So most people are not gonna do a full remodel of their kitchen and then sell their house. You may get your return on investment, but most likely not. So I think the first couple options are your best things to do. I really think just simple cosmetic updates, is enough to get it photographed and have people, thinking that they don't have to change it right away at least,
Mhm.
A data cabinet is a data cabinet, but you see them everywhere here at least. And people know going into it, they'll eventually just have to change it out or paint it, whatever way
Yeah.
they want to do. That's pretty much it, accentuate the positive. So, maybe in your photos don't show the kitchen as much. That's just a trick that we all know. I was photographing a house today. I was telling the photographer, I'm like, can you shoot it this way?
Oh yeah.
We want it shot this way. We don't want this, the neighbors redoing their fence. So it's like, can you shoot it this way? And I don't want all their junk in it. So, just different tricks for that. But a couple different things. I was like, if I got something out of it, maybe hopefully someone else will get something out of it. So that's it.
Good tips. Good tips there. Yeah, definitely. I don't think doing a full remodel is really necessary, especially if you're just going to do it to sell, because you probably won't get your return out of it that you would want.
Yes.
But yeah, something as easy as painting, spend $500 on paint and take a weekend and paint the whole house white.
Right. Right. Put in a simple
Don't have
backsplash. It's pretty easy.
right.
Mhm.
Dark colors are kind of killers on listings. People don't want that, so it's a really easy way to just spruce it up a little bit. And I would also say, having it really clean.
Oh, it's funny that I was getting ready to say the one thing I forgot to say is they said the best thing is just have a deep, deep clean. No one
Yeah.
wants to move into your mess.
No one wants to move into your mess. Yeah, I would say that's probably the most important, because most people can look over older dated stuff and they go, but it's really clean.
Mhm.
And that will really help a lot. So, good tips there. And yeah, I hope all sellers are listening.
Yeah. Get it done. And if not, we're here to let you know. This is how you get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else from news from the big dogs, or just
No.
Okay, cool.
Just keeping it simple today.
Perfect. Well, I have a what would you do? We have our first listener has written in to us to share our story.
Uh-oh.
She did not give her brokerage, but that's okay. She writes, she was at a listing appointment one afternoon, opening up the house and doing about her regular routine. She looks down and noticed that the back pockets of her dress were facing forward.
Oh, no.
Since the buyers had not shown up, she didn't think twice to quickly turn her dress around. In the middle of turning her dress around, she looks up to notice that the green light on the camera is now flashing. She had forgotten that the owners have remote access and notifications to any movements inside the house. The flashing lights meant that they were indeed looking at a live feed. The owners got a nice show of her flipping around her dress.
I am the queen of putting my stuff on backwards. CJ tells me all the time, you make sure your stuff's not inside out or backwards. I do it all the time. I am totally with whoever this lady is. I have been there, done it, and I get it. That's pretty funny though.
I know. So, oh God, he was watching.
Well, at least I'm hoping she just well, I don't know. Depending on the dress. Sometimes you can just kind of shimmy it around, but other times you have to take it all the way off.
I hope she didn't have to take it all the way off. Hopefully she was just kind of like scooching it, but oh God, it's funny. I mean, just, everyone's always watching nowadays.
I know. I always think it's so funny when I see you, like we're on Instagram or whatever on a reel and people are videoing inside their house. I think it's so weird, but people do it. They do it all the time.
Mhm.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Whoopsies.
Oops. Oops. So, sorry. Hopefully the showing went well
I know.
after
I
the
was gonna
dress
say.
got turned around.
At least they knew she was there to actually do the job.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And on time if she had time to change her dress around.
Yes, she did. So, good job to be there on time. Can't always say that.
Right, exactly. Well, awesome. Well, I'm excited to have our first listener write in. If you have anything else, I mean, these kinds of things are just so funny to us because we're literally we've all done it, and it's funny to hear other people going through the same things.
Oh yeah. And it's this kind of stuff you really just can't make up.
No, you can't. No, not at all. I know. I'm telling you, I am there. I'm the queen of inside out. I've literally been at the gym before, and I'm like, no one told me that my tank top was inside out. My
Mm,
husband and my mother work out with me sometimes.
no.
No,
No one noticed.
no one noticed. No one cared. They're like, whatever. You're not the first
Whatever.
time, Chrissy. You're a loser. All right. Well, that was a good one. Thank you, listener. We appreciate it. Taking the time to write that down for us. You want to get
Our
into our reality show breakdown?
Sure, we watched $1 Million Listing, LA, season 15, episode 7, A Day at the Roxbury. Um, let's see. We'll jump in. It kind of opened with Flag and Tracy, a bit of a lot of combo with those two. I don't know that they really broke out into anything separate this time. They're taking on the co-listing. Flag, per the usual, not doing a whole lot.
Not doing a whole lot, sitting on the couch.
Oh boy.
She knew it
Tracy
going into it.
Tracy must really love him because I think they must be very, very good friends outside of the show because
Mhm.
she really puts up with a lot of his shit.
She does, and she is you can tell she's the type of person that just takes him for what he is. You can't change him. It is what
Mhm.
it is. And she said as soon as she took it, I just know I'm going to be doing all the heavy lifting on this. And
Mhm.
oh, well, what do? You got to get it
You d-
done. And she's not the type of person that's not going to work hard.
yes, I know. He's so funny. He's like, sit down. And she's like, why would I?
Yeah, I'm working. Like, this is
Yeah.
what we're supposed to be doing.
I was laughing. Did you notice her sunglasses?
Yes.
It reminds me of that meme. You know the meme with like the black sunglasses and they go up and down. No, that's all I could think about on the sunglasses. You probably don't know what I'm
No,
talking
I
about.
don't know that meme.
Oh yeah, it's like anyways, it looks just like it. But I was just cracking up. Those sunglasses were cracking me up.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the glasses too, and then I was like looking at because once I noticed her glasses, I started looking at the other people that were in the house, and I'm like, well, they're all wearing sunglasses. It's such an LA thing, like if you walk into a house around here with your sunglasses on, they're gonna be like, who the
Mhm.
fuck do you think you are? You know?
Right. Yes. Most of the time I will forget to take them off because they're prescription.
Oh.
And they'll be like, Julie, why are you wearing your glasses? Like, oh crap, that's the only way I can see. And then I take
That's
them off
stupid.
and they're like, shit, now I'm blind.
No, I can't see anything. Is my dress on right?
No, it's not. It's backwards.
Yeah, no, but I did think it was funny because even the lady showed up with her dog that had glasses on.
Yeah. And then okay. So I had to wonder the rando with the shirt jumping in the pool. I was like, seems a little
Scripted?
scripted.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the producers. I looked over at Marcus and I was like, that guy had to be brought on by the producers. Like, there's no way Flag and Tracy are going to allow that kind of behavior. Just no.
No. Yeah, you could just kind of tell it was there for entertainment value. I
Mhm.
will say that like the past two episodes, they've been a little l- what's the right word here? Like they're not heavy listing wise. I mean, the only listings we actually saw were Altman's. We'll get into that. And
Mhm.
then the co-listing that we didn't really see any other homes. So you can tell they're going through a little bit of a lull, if you will. So I figured the same thing. I was like, oh, they pulled this guy off the street. They thought it'd be entertaining to have him come in, and Flag finally got off the couch to take the half naked man around the house. And then I thought, and then they were doing their interview and they were like, "Can we talk about the hot guy?" And then they're like,
They're like,
"No, he
he's
wasn't
not
hot."
hot. No, I mean, there was a lot of back hair there.
Ooh, I didn't see that. Gross. I didn't think he was hot to begin with. But you could tell he was a little nervous when he first got on.
Well, I mean, he's shirtless and
Just going for a run.
just going for a run. Run.
Run.
I would have stopped for the tacos there. The
Oh,
tacos
yeah.
did look good.
Yeah.
How
No.
yummy.
Yeah. Shirtless guy buy free taco. I'm in
All day.
all day. We'll stop for food.
Yes, we would. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into Altman. How'd you feel about him? I mean, oh man, I don't know. I didn't love the way he approached that listing. It was somebody else's listing. I get it. They didn't have it signed. I understand what he did not break any rules. If someone pulled that kind of shit around here, I don't know that it would go over very well.
Is it shady? Is it, not the way you really necessarily want to put your name out there? Maybe not. Did he get it done? Yeah.
I know, I get it. He's a rock star and they got the deal done. And the first thoughts was that poor other listing agent.
Mm-hmm. $25 million.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I would see if I had any type of written communications via anything, but if you don't have your list contract, I mean, you just don't have it.
Well, unfortunately, it's one of those things, like, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. You can have a written communication that says, yeah, let's go ahead and list the house when we're ready. That signed contract is nothing. So unfortunately, that guy got burned. That person got burned, and they had to learn the hard way. It sucks. Now, that's if everything is how it actually went down on TV. Who knows?
It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. I just didn't love it.
It didn't bother me.
Oh.
It didn't bother me at all. They brought the buyer. They made the connections between the seller. It didn't bother me at all. Now, I'm not saying I would do it, and I'm not saying if I was on the other end of it, I would be happy. But it didn't bother me at all. I think that if you were truly going to be the listing agent on something, then the seller wouldn't have talked to them in the first place. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
But they're I mean, that whoever's the builder, like, if the house isn't even done, so they're there to play ball. You know what I mean? They're going to do what's best for them, and if the Altman brothers can get it done, then they're going to leave their options open. I've had people that will say, "Well, can I have you as a listing agent, but keep it open to other people?"
No,
it's called an exclusive.
Yeah.
So
I've had people ask me, "Well, can you just bring me a buyer?" No. Also, no. No, I cannot do that. Why would I open myself up for you to take a buyer that I brought you and do it as a for sale by owner or something along those lines? So no.
Right.
Bottom line, lock it down. Lock it down. I have had to learn that the hard way too. So
sure,
I guess it happens. Yeah.
We all have, that's why that's what the important of those contracts. I mean, honestly, the whole NAR thing kind of comes back to that. Like, get your contract in place. Otherwise, you don't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, I just want to talk about, go back. First off, the house, amazing.
Ridiculous.
A 4,000 square foot primary suite.
That's
Insane.
more than double of my house. That's
me too.
Almost quadruple my house was just the primary suite.
20,000 square feet total. Just I don't remember if it had any type of pool or anything in the back. I don't remember. I was kind of taking notes and had my head down listening. did it. I would 20 million. You would
Yeah,
think
it better.
25 million.
Maybe, I don't know.
What?
Maybe I was thinking of the guy diving in the pool. Maybe that was the other listing. Anyways,
Anyhow,
still ridiculous house. Absolutely stunning.
and they spent what was it, 40,000 to get it staged.
But
That's
they
what
got it
leads.
done.
Yeah, but that's what leads me to believe that they had to have had something in place. Who knows?
I just don't know that you would put that much on the line. And those guys don't seem that sloppy to just be like, oh, yeah, let me sell it for you and not have some kind of contract in place. I find that hard to believe.
Exactly. Let us bring you a buyer, and then if we bring you a buyer, can we represent you as a list on the listing side? Yes.
Yeah.
And to put that much money in the staging, which it did the job. I also want to talk about Flag's Paris lineup.
Cool.
He's so funny. Well, I'll be at Chanel on Monday, Vera on Tuesday, or whatever it was. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I love it.
I love it too.
She's like, you're coming off snotty. I'm like, you're coming off as amazing. Is what you are.
Agreed. It's like, ugh, I'm just jealous.
Me too. Me too.
Good for him. Oh, and then who gets a surgery for a sty in the eye?
It looked really bad though.
It looked really bad.
Ew.
Yeah, right.
Ew.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I had for Flag was I thought it was funny that he was hungover and late to the meeting.
Well, we know he's going to be late. Just coming in hungover was new, I suppose. He's always late.
Yeah, he's always late. He is always late. That's all I got. You got anything else you want to bring up?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay, so for our listing of the week this week, it's actually on the flip side. This is David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. For any of you that live under a rock, they are actually purchasing a home. So word on the street is that A-list couple David and Victoria Beckham are spreading their real estate wings over to the South Florida coast, having dolled out $80 million for an all-new modern mansion overlooking Biscayne Bay on Miami Beach's exclusive North Bay Road. The listing is held by Dora Puig. How do you think you pronounce that?
I don't know. I was immediately thinking Dora the Explorer, but go on.
I know, right? I don't think it's Pug, but whatever. Of Lux Living Realty. Nestled amid a gated parcel spanning over half an acre, the former 1920s Mediterranean-style house offers 9 bedrooms and 13 baths and a little more than 12,500 square feet of living space on 2 levels. So let's take a peek. So when I was reading through it, it was remodeled by a famous architect, and they are, I think, when I say the architect bought it for like 10 million, and obviously, this is what it's the rendering.
Pretty
Amazing.
I wonder how it fared through the hurricanes there.
So Milton and Helene didn't really hit Miami at all. My friend who has a place in the Keys, a little bit farther south than Miami, not a scratch, like not a thing. So I would think it would be fine.
Nice.
So this has, sorry, hold on, let me see. Posh amenities include an office, a gym theater, no, a movie theater, a gym and spa, and a rooftop deck. It has 124 feet of waterfoot frontage, which is where the real money is. I mean,
yeah. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, isn't that
It's
amazing?
gorgeous.
Yeah. Look at that view. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a whole lot of, I really had to dig for the interior photos for this house. The listing agent, I went right onto her website, and now that they're under contract, she removed all photos from inside.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I guess 80 million. And actually, I had it on the website for 72 million. So I think 80 is a little bit of a stretch, but
yeah, that's a crazy number, but people pay it all the time. I need to find clients like that.
I know. How do we find a listing like that? Look at that. That's just the ceilings are so tall. Again, with the natural wood all throughout. We keep seeing that on these new modern builds.
Mm-hmm.
It has 2 infinity pools. I don't think this is one of them. I think this is just a water feature.
Yeah, this does. It just looks like it's because that's the driveway, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
pretty
It's
with the
beautiful.
tree.
Kitchen?
Oh, look at that.
I
That's
know.
really, I love that. I
Mhm.
think it's very different and adds a lot of like texture to it. Oh, that is really cool. It's really pretty marble.
Uh-huh. It's they're really pretty at that depth to it. It just adds just it's still clean and modern, but still looks it just looks like you could make it warm and cozy. And
Mm-hmm.
Victoria Beckham, I don't know if you love or hate her. I personally love her. And we know that she's going to make it look amazing. She just has fantastic taste.
She really does. She does. She does not hold back on anything.
No.
That is awesome. I
Yeah.
really like it.
Yeah, me too. And then just a closer up of, this part of the kitchen. It's pretty
I
amazing. It's
like the darker marble. You just don't see it very often. You know,
you don't.
everybody does the white and that's fine. It's pretty, but I like having the contrast.
Mhm.
And I understand like you have to have a very large space to have it pull off and clearly this is doing that. You have a large space.
Yes,
But it's just so cool.
no, you're 100% right. Like it has to be large enough in order for it to not feel dark and dingy. And the
Hmm.
ceilings are so tall and the rest of it is so light and airy. It just carries throughout and that it really makes that marble the focal point and, make it really pop out. And all the open cabinetry lends itself to that too. And then obviously over here is like a little bit of a wine cellar. Um, and then I assume that door is what leads you into the larger part of the wine cellar.
Yes. And you would have to have very organized dishes. I don't want my Tupperware cupboard to be behind by glass at
Well,
all.
no, but if you're buying 80 million, you have people for that, right?
I don't know. I feel like everyone has that mystery Tupperware cabinet, no matter what price range.
I mean, don't you have to?
I think so.
Where do you put your leftovers?
Exactly.
And then another view of it. So this is like the other side of the kitchen because you can see the actual stove and stovetop and the hood.
Awesome.
Just
It's
amazing. Look at
yeah,
the
it's really
ceiling
awesome.
of the kitchen.
I know it's such cool. It's just a cool textured.
Mhm.
Just adds a little something.
It does. And now that I'm looking at that, if you remember back to Altman's $25 million home, the ceiling was textured like that as well.
Oh, all right. Must be on the new trend.
Yeah, must be the new trend. And then the TV area. We have what, at least 2 TV areas, and this is just the money shot. I mean,
Wow,
come on.
that's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
The view. God,
With
look at
the
that view. It's so
look at
pretty.
the view, and then you even have like you can still see the water feature from the all glass wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing. I think that's all the interior. Oh no, then the spa.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
with the
So
sauna.
pretty.
It's so pretty. It looks so nice. It's just amazing. That's all I could find photo wise, and I scoured. I couldn't find anything else, but I thought it was too pretty to pass up, and for 80 million, that's pretty amazing. Because um he has the Miami soccer team. He owns it
Yes.
with Messi.
Yeah. Oh, well, that makes sense why they would live in Miami then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently they had a $20 million like luxury apartment of some sort, but that's not enough.
No.
No.
Why not?
Why not? If you can afford it, go for it. They can
No
afford it.
doubt.
They're amazing. They both work their asses off. Did you see their documentary on Netflix?
No.
Oh, it's cute. You should watch it. That's good.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous listing.
Yeah. That's it. We'll just,
All right.
die of envy.
Well, that's pretty.
Thank-
You want to get into our tip of the week?
Sure, go for it.
Oh, well, it's blank, but
And I'll write your name.
I guess this will tie in is the lock it down, lock it down, lock it down, lock down your buyers, lock down your listings. I had another agent come up to me over the weekend in a restaurant. She goes, "You stole my listing." And I was like, "Excuse me?" I'm
What?
sorry, what? And she goes, "I was supposed to list, I just listed a house a couple weeks ago." She goes, "I was supposed to list that." And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. They never mentioned you."
No, yeah.
The husband's difficult. I made sure as soon as he said yes, I had paperwork right there in hand. As soon as he finally gave a yes, because he was very difficult, and I was like, "Great, sign here."
Absolutely.
So lock it down. I know people aren't always ready, and that's okay too. We had it as an off market listing for like almost 6 weeks. And I literally did that because as soon as he said yes, I knew he was going to change his mind. So I knew that was the moment that I needed to lock it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, she was, I guess, a little butthurt, but I don't know what to tell you.
Well, she obviously didn't keep in touch enough with them. Because, like I'm saying, if your client really wants to work with you when it comes time for paperwork, and you mention paperwork, they should be wanting to sign it with you. So, that's on the other agent for not, doing her due diligence and keeping on top of it. So, good job. Whatever. Feast or famine, bitches.
That's right. Especially in this market.
Exactly.
It's a hard market.
Yeah, it is. It is really hard. And things are not going as fast as they were before. And this kind of goes back to the article that I was reading. If you can't think of like what you might be able to tell your sellers that to help out, even pre-marketing, when you're first meeting with them, then do a little bit of research, things that you can take away. You're not going to walk into a house and tell people do a full redo of their kitchen. It's just not worth it. But you can take away little tips and tell them like, I was just reading how these few things can help us out, and just reach out to someone or do some research if you have questions. That's it. I mean, I just happened to come across this article, so I was like, oh, I can use that. Perfect. But that's it.
And well, that's a good tip, and maybe even consider sharing those articles.
So they can read it themselves.
There's a lot of people who will just bounce right off their forehead when you talk, and they're just like,
Oh, I like that idea, Chrissy. Moving on.
Right? Yeah. So maybe even share it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good tip. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Make sure to like and subscribe on our socials and our YouTube channel. We'll get our Instagram back up.
Eventually.
I'm not in charge of that. Thank goodness you have to deal with that.
I know.
Yeah, no, I hate social media. But
Me too.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, like and subscribe. We loved to have our first listener write in. Please keep those coming. Those funny stories really, really make it. So you can email us at realsistersrealestate@gmail.com. We would absolutely love to have your stories.
You could be anonymous as well, or you can tell us who you are. It doesn't matter to us. But we did. It was nice and refreshing to not have to dig around for a story and then wonder if we'd already told it, which we have done. So. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.